We finally made our way across stormy, cold seas. The waters raging below us became more and more still, and the clouds above us became more and more poofy. The air changed from a mild humid to a crisp frigid, and the glistening powder was falling all around us. It might be funny to think of a mermaid in winter. I mean, what do we do? Where do we go? And how do we survive? I'll answer these burning questions in a moment, but first, I wanted to share with you the process of my very first advanced molding and casting of a silicone corset. I had a vision of wearing a breastplated corset that captures some symbols of my personality. The stones of a wall made from constant endurance, the scales of a gem armored dragon, the gills of my favorite sea creature, the ray, and the twisting branches of a tree wrapping themselves around me. I also hoped to incorporate some stark colors that represent my personality while also offering a glimmer while swimming underwater. Technically, I won't be able to show the underwater part for some time. We are still recovering from jet lag after all. But I will show you at the end how it looks on me directly. I am actually very proud of myself for sticking through this project. Like many other sculpting, molding, and casting before, I found this process exciting, at least in the anticipation of each step, frustrating when things didn't quite go as planned, and even thrilling when something turned out better than I expected. I don't know about you, but after looking back at almost 200 hours of work in a short video like this, I'm amazed at what I could pull off. The best part is that this mold came out so well, capturing all the details that I needed, which means I can use it again and again and again for decades, according to the molding and casting masters, that is. So, you can expect to see more colors of that same top too, but for now it'll probably be in fall. One thing I learned from making this, well, actually I learned many things, but the one that stood out most was that I had to commit to the process. So many times throughout this, I didn't necessarily want to give up, not at all, but I was uncertain with my abilities to do this on my own. Even with the help of my family, I was the only one with the knowledge surrounding sculpting, molding, and casting. I could direct them on what to do and how, but it would take a long time to explain why. This meant that whenever I was uncertain of each step I completed, or if I was hesitant for the next step, no one else would understand why. I had to be the one to pick myself up and carry myself through it all.
Midway review. So, the bad news is this did not come out with the branches that I needed. The good news is, because I'm an artist, it just looked like a rock. And honestly, it'd be kind of cool to have a rock tree. I don't know about you, but I think it'd be kind of cool, and I could make that look like it's a gem tree. I can make it look like I did it on purpose. But the rest, I have to peel out. So there you can see the clay. So to take all this out, I peel off the big pieces here, which I put before I use the details. And so I'm going to melt the details out with some heat. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty boring to watch and pretty annoying to film and edit, so I'm not going to show all of that. I'll show you guys when I finish taking out most of the clay as well as the plastic, and we'll see where we end up. Anyway, that's all. Bye!
They say the mind is a powerful thing. You could choose to believe the thoughts that say you can't do something well, or you could choose to believe the ones that say you will learn something from this experience. And you guys saw, I don't even hide when I talk to myself through this process. I record myself doing that because I want future community members of my workshops to see that I too struggle with anxiety and perfectionism in my art. Well, maybe not to be perfect, but to be as right and effective as possible. Otherwise, I know it's so much money and time and energy spent for nothing. Or is it? It could also be for learning some lessons, and I learned a lot here. Money, time, and energy are a lot to pay for, but it isn't for nothing, especially if we stick it out. Even now, with a completed top and a billion lessons from mistakes jotted down, I still feel the anxiety of, will this work out better next time? Even though logically it must. We often don't repeat 5 out of 5 mistakes we've made. This part of persistence is the lesson I will keep with me. I must understand and accept that before I focus on results, I must know there will be mistakes made, and these pricey mistakes will guide me to make better products. Because in the future, I do want to make and sell for my little school bus of followers and subscribers, and I do not want to give up on that goal. So I will continue to talk myself into just doing it like Shia LaBeouf, taking breaks whenever needed and never giving up. Back to the mystery of mermaids and aqua spirits. During the cold seasons, many mermaids migrate to warmer climates. However, I like a challenge. The snow and ice does not threaten me, not one bit. In fact, winter is my favorite season. I find the silence of snow piling up around me and the shimmery diamond-like effects they bring to me so mesmerizing. My favorite thing to do is wiggle myself up to land and lay in it while watching the snowflakes fall closer and closer to my face. And just like some of you humans, I like to try and catch them on my tongue.
Time to mix it up, baby.
Of course, it is not easy to move on land as a mermaid, but wintry non-hibernators like me have adapted to new forms of movement and travel. Some of my favorites include the Emperor Glide, the Seal Shuffle, and the Paw Punch. I'll explain what all these are someday soon, but for now, I spend most of my time laying in the snow or cuddling by the moonlight. As long as I have warm meals to eat every day, my body stays perfectly insulated in the winter cold. Sometimes, if I'm feeling extra brave, I will dive below the ice sheets on the surface. It's a different feeling than warm weather diving because the ice is like a thick diamond glacier sending sun rays in millions of directions all at once. You also have to move much, much slower than in the summer water and eat tons of fats to keep yourself warm. It's glorious and it's dangerous at the same time, but I would never trade it for anything else. I hope to share some of my ice dives with you guys soon. I still have some materials to get to make sure that I'm prepared and safe while diving under ice. For now, I have to get to work making new fantasy-themed journals and sketchbooks for upcoming markets. The first one I have is March 22nd in the Barrie area. If you're ever in Central Ontario and stop by any of the Great Lakes, look out for my dragon tail. I'd be so glad to meet some of you in person. Thanks again for sticking around. I'm wishing you wonder and room to be yourself from this side of the world.
here comes the pep talk. I'm about to pour silicone, and I have all my silicone mixed and ready. Show you. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. So, I am currently trying to hype myself up to do this and to get started. So, let's see how this goes. Okay, bye. Ta-da! Woohoo! Here I am. This is the front. This is the back. So I still have to do some adjustments on the back side, and I just tied up here. This is just some extra power mesh I had from other molds and stuff. So usually I would do one that kind of goes with my skin for obvious reasons, and it looks like it's just kind of a part of me. And then here's the little gills that I have. The breastplates, which are so round, by the way. I'm like, it'll work for swimming because, like, you see, I can move and things. The only issue is I measure myself with full inflated lungs. So it's actually for that size, not for deflated lungs, which is technically the problem because this is made for diving. So I actually should make it for either my regular size so it's not super loose, or when I deflate my lens completely, that way it kind of stays on me, because silicone and the power mesh, it's so stretchy. I mean, I could gain like a second of me and it would kind of stay. But anyway, all I know is it works out pretty okay. And here's the tree that was not supposed to be like that, but that's how it turned out. Some little details. Hopefully you can see that. And the gills. Yep. Still proud for the first run. Okay, that's all. Bye. We're finally going to one Airbnb, and for the next month or so. So technically, my recordings are going to be kind of weird. I don't know if I'm going to be posting much in the month, but it doesn't matter. You'll kind of see the area where I grew up and maybe the lake, but right now it's covered in ice. So I'll still bring you guys down there to see it, I guess. And then my next mission is technically, after figuring out, life and settling, is to get myself a second monofin so I could use with my tail. And then I can go ahead and do some of the events that I have planned already for the spring. So we shall see. Okay, thanks for sticking around, guys. Bye. My feet are stuck.